Hello and welcome back to another episode of Civilization Reborn. I know it's been about 2 weeks since the last episode, but whatever. If you didn't see the last episode, I highly recommend you do see it, because I think it's pretty good. In the last episode, a bunch of stuff happened over here in the Middle East and in India. But yeah, if you haven't seen the last episode, go watch it right now. Okay, so first we're going to start off up here in Alaska. These two Alaskan countries haven't done much because it's Alaska. But today they are going to do something. They are going to agree upon a treaty to split up some land. Okay, so this is the treaty, I guess. The Red Alaskans are going to get uh, that piece of land. The Blue Alaskans are going to get that bit of land. And these guys down here, these like pink salmon colored Alaskans, they are like kind of a part of the treaty. They get that much. The reason I'm doing that, actually no, there was no reason. I just wanted Alaska to be filled up. But yeah, the rest of the Great White North is going to be filled up later, not in this video. Actually, some of it's going to be filled up in this video. These little Quebec people doing something. So if you remember, way maybe like 10-ish episodes ago, I think around 10. These guys actually might have been more than 10. But yeah, these guys they used to own like all of this area roughly. Um, Actually, it was probably more like this area. But yeah, they used to own most of like Newfoundland or like this like Canadian area. But then a bunch of revolutions broke out and they were pushed up here. So, they get like a leader who's like, "Hey, we kind of want a little bit of that reclaimed glory. So let's go get colonizing." And they're like, where can we colonize? Well, all of this unclaimed island Arctic wasteland up here that basically holds no value other than fishing. And everyone's like, okay, why are we going up there? And these guys are like, because we want to. But yeah, these guys not only conquer, or not, well, yeah, conquer, I guess, but like half of this island. They also land some people over here in Greenland and set up a bit of a colony over here. So yeah, now there's people living on Greenland. First, these guys are like the first country to put anyone on Greenland. So yeah, that's kind of big. They also explore a little bit more in the inland of Greenland, but not much because it's basically just like one giant glacier. But yeah, if you thought that was the last person to expand into or at least yeah expand into the Great White North, you'd be wrong. For these guys are also going to expand. They want a little bit of land. So let's see that little I guess partition. Okay, so as you can see here, these blue guys they expanded a lot. They took over the rest of like I think Hudson Bay. I think this is Hudson Bay. Hudson Bay might also be down here. Actually, no, that's Hudson River. Hudson Bay is up here. This is Hudson Bay. But yeah, they take over the rest of the coastline of Hudson Bay and even take a bit of these islands. They take the other half of this island that these green people have, and and the Quebecois are like, oh, damn you, we wanted that. And these guys are like, L. But yeah, if you think these guys are getting a little bit too big for their britches, you may be right. However, we'll come check in on them in a later episode. Oh yeah, also these guys got like a little bit of land and these guys took over the rest of the lake. But yes, in other news, let's go over to Asia. Over here in Asia, we're getting some trade routes over here. Because if you remember in the last episode, the trade routes officially crossed the land bridge into Asia. And so yeah, now they're building land or trade routes. So yeah, the trade route goes all the way down here. Um, Okay. Oh wait, no, this doesn't have a capital. The capital's on the other side. I'm silly. But yeah, it goes down towards the coast because like why wouldn't it? Instead of it going down towards the capital like these guys want, it's going to completely jump and ignore this entire peninsula. Kind of ignoring these guys, but they kind of understand too. But yeah, it's gonna be built down this way, and even though there's like no one over here, These guys are just gonna like send builders into it anyway and like build the trade route. The trade route is gonna go into these pink guys and they're gonna like build all the way down here. They are going to have it link up with their capital because they're like we want the money and it's also not gonna go too far out of the way. But yeah, now it's gonna snake down this way down the coast of Russia, or what is now Russia. But yeah, hits this capital, and then it completely passes by the the brown Koreans. And I forgot to remove their capital from last episode, but it's not going to go to their old capital. It's going to go to the orange Koreans' capital. But yeah, now it's going to go up this way, oh, and then into red China, or I guess just China, or like northern China or whatever. But yeah, the trade route is also going to jump over here into the island of Sakhalin, uh, and then it's gonna go downwards, and then like there's gonna be like a little sea route, and that goes into Japan. That goes over here, jumps again off this island. I think it's Hokkaido. I don't know. I keep forgetting. But yeah, then it goes down the mainland of Japan and kind of like does that and then goes to there, and then goes over here, does that, and then jumps across the water and goes back into Korea. Now there's like a little trading loop around over this way. But yeah, we're not done with that pesky old trade route yet. It's gonna go away from China down into Orange China and go into their capital, and it's gonna go down here into like Brown China, and then it's going to go over this way and into Vietnam, where I think it's going to stay for a little bit. Actually, no. It's going to now then go down Vietnam, down the coast, continue going down the coast, and then up the coast, and then down into this peninsula down here, and then it's gonna, yeah, while it briefly crosses into this like a Myanmar country. But yeah, then it goes down here into like Malaysia, and then it goes down and connects with Singapore. Yeah, we're not gonna like draw a bunch of like trade routes over here, um, like going crisscrossing the water, even though we done it a bunch of times over here. The reason for this is because I think it'd be too like hard, I guess. We'll just say like that a bunch of trade just goes into like port cities along the coast that are connected to this trade route. But yeah, and then after going down there, it's going to be built, or no, while it's being built down there, it's going to be built up into here, into Myanmar's capital, then over up into here, and then cross into this pink Indian team. But yeah, and I think that's going to do it for the trade route. The trade route is very quickly spreading wealth and yeah, just wealth and money across the globe. Um, a bunch of like stuff is being brought in from like the old world. So like some stuff made here in like New York is being sent across here, being traded, and then being sent and then into like California and stuff, and then it's gonna be like built in here, and then it's gonna be sent over, and then it's gonna be sent up here into Alaska, and then up across the Bering Strait, and then it's gonna like go like down here and then be like sold into like China, Japan, or India or whatever. But yeah, the world is now becoming vastly more, I guess, connected. Still like the year like 1000 BC-ish. I think that's an appropriate time, I guess. Actually, no, last episode I think I said it was like 2000 or like 3000 BC, so 2000 year jump. I guess we can't really have that. So yeah, it's gonna be like maybe 2000 BC or whatever. Yeah, whatever. There definitely was not a giant globe-spanning trade route. I'm very certain of this. However, we're going to ditch realism here for a second because I don't want, or because I want an kind of like entertaining video series, I guess. But yeah, anyway, the main focus of today's video is going to be on the expansion of these Asian countries, such as these little Indian guys. They're not going to be able to expand too much, considering Himalayas and stuff can't really do anything. But yeah, let's take a look at how much they expand by. So this is how much they expand by. Yellow team expands like that much before me facing the Himalayas. The green team, they can't really expand because you know they've been basically cut off by the yellow team, so they only expand a little bit. And over here, and the pink team, they actually can expand quite a bit. They're not too challenged by the Himalayas, but it is quite jungly over here. So yeah. But yeah, these guys are able to expand the most out of the Indian guys. Okay, now we're gonna shift our focus a little bit to Vietnam and Myanmar. We're gonna see them expand a little. Not too much though. We got to keep this video chugging along. But yeah, let's see how much they expand by. Okay, so Vietnam is going to expand by that much and take all that land up there, and Myanmar is gonna expand by that much and basically just like expand northward a little bit. But yeah, that's gonna do it for like this Southeast Asia area for today. Because now we have to move on to the Middle East, this newly discovered area over here, with a bunch of new countries and stuff. So in the last episode, I think it was the last episode. Yes, it was definitely the last episode. Yeah, all this area over here was discovered, and all these countries were inhabited. Okay, so yes, it was last episode. Um, but yeah, all these countries newly formed. Of these newly formed countries, let's start with these Iranian dudes. These guys are going to expand, you know, as normal countries do. They're going to expand up into here. They're going to be like, oh wow, a bunch of desert or desert mountains. How amazing. This will surely be very fun to live in. And then also down here, since they own a little bit of stuff down here, they're gonna be like, oh, let's just conquer or like take some more coastline, because more coastline is always fun. But yeah, and now we're gonna move over to these guys. They're also gonna be expand, because like why not? Um, yeah, they're gonna expand more into Iran. They're gonna be like, oh wow, some more desert mountains. How lucky are we? After these guys expand, we're gonna look more into the Arabian Peninsula. These blue dudes are gonna explore like the rest or like the coast of the Saudi Penin or the Arabian Peninsula. They're gonna be like, oh wow, coastline, desert coastline. How useful is this? But yeah, these guys are also going to do the same thing because they want like to see all this coastline down here, and they're like, oh wow, ooh wee, how fun. But yeah, and then these guys are going to link up and they're really like, oh hi, oh this is just one really big desert peninsula. How friggin' great is that? But yeah, they're gonna explore a little bit more into the Saudi desert or the Arabian desert, but not too much, cause like you know it's a really big freaking desert filled with nothing but hotness and sand. Why anyone lives there IRL, I do not know. This was a little fluke of the brush, but I'm gonna keep it there because why not? But yeah, these blue guys are gonna be like, oh, I think it'd be in our best interest to expand. And so they do. Yeah, they kind of just expand a bunch like into there. But yeah, over here we get to see something called a new country form. Yeah, these pink guys they form down here. Um, but yeah, other than that, let's go up into this area again. These green guys they are going to expand a little bit as well. They're gonna be like, oh, we don't entirely want all that desert. But what we do want is this little piece of coastline that we can expand into, because these guys didn't expand into it yet. So yeah, these guys basically just take over that coastline. But yeah, these pink guys are just they're gonna expand a little more too. Why not? They're gonna go up the coast a little. They're gonna be like, hey, even though we're a new founding or we're a new nation, we kind of want as much coast as we can before some other jerks comes in and steals it from us. So yeah, these guys, they now control a bunch of coastline. But yeah. Anyway, let's now we're gonna move on to these green Egyptian guys. They're going to not while they were sending scouts down that way to find stuff, they were also sending scouts down this way to find stuff. And they're going to be like, oh, wow, it's desert coastline for the most part, but hey, over here is pretty cool. It's kind of not desert over here. Um, yeah, they also send some scouts down the Nile River. I guess no, actually, no, I guess up the Nile River. Um, if you don't, it's technically up because if you don't know, the Nile River like starts down here and flows up this way, which I think is one of the few rivers in the world that actually like start or like flows northward. But yeah, the Nile, these guys they send some guys to explore the Nile and like the surrounding area. So yeah, a bunch of like Egypt is discovered. They're like, oh wow, desert. But then once they get to like the Sudan area, they're like, oh wow, it's hospitable area. Yes, please. So yeah, they continue exploring like Northwest Africa, I guess. But yeah, they send troop or like scouts down here, uh, and around the time the pink team is formed, this little area over here in Djibouti is discovered, and there's guys are like, wow, um, it's that is really close. That's gonna be really cool, or that's really cool. And these pink guys are like, okay, we've heard news of the trade routes going all over the world and being used to like um I guess cross waters. We're gonna be like they're like, I guess we should control this area because we think it's going to be a major shipping route one day. Um, but yeah, these guys are like, yeah, it's probably we should probably just like take this over, and no one's gonna stop them because no one is there. Green team's not gonna stop them because they're all the way up here. Actually, they're all the way up there for now. Oh, and would you look at that? They are no longer stuck to the up there. We also see like all this water area be filled in. I think this is the Red Sea. But yeah, this is all filled in because like ship or I guess boats start like going in here and stuff. But yeah, these guys now control all the way down to there, and not only did they send scouts down this way, but at the same time, they were sending scouts over this way to see what's cracking over there. And they're like, oh wow, desert, yay! But yeah, they're like, oh wow, a bunch more coastline. That's cool, I guess. But yeah, like they discover basically a bunch of the Mediterranean yeah, a bunch of the Mediterranean Sea, and they were like, oh, that'd be cool to go uh colonize. However, we just colonized a bunch down there, and if we colonize any more, we might get too bloated and our country will collapse. So we're not going to do that. However, we are going to expand a little bit more and take a little bit more coastline. So yeah, they do that, and now we move away from those guys, and we say hi to these Israeli guys. Yeah, they're like, we want more land. Let's go get more land. So they get more land. They go into I guess the Levant area, and they're like, wow, that's a bunch of land. So they decide to explore this little desert bit up there, and like, wow, more land suddenly. Let's go explore that. So they do explore that, and then they're like, this is enough land for now. But yeah, now let's look at these four uh, Mesopotamian countries. Yeah, they expand a little bit. These guys go into there. These guys expand here and here. These pink guys, they expand that way and that way. And then these purple guys, they expand that way and that way. But yeah, that's what they're like for now. Yeah, I think back in like 2000 BC, this area was not a lot of desert and more like farmland-ish area. I like well, not farmland, but I guess more land you could farm on if you wanted to. Like, it wasn't just like desert as far as the eye could see, it was like habitable land. Um, but yeah, so I guess it's just kind of habitable land now. But yeah, now we move on to Turkey, and Turkey is going to expand a lot. Yeah, this is how Turkey expands. These northern guys take that much, these southern guys are going to take that much, and these Western guys are gonna take that much. And you're like, oh wow, these guys really got gypped on how much they are able to take over here. But fear not, dear viewer, for they have not been gypped. For they have explored over here and discovered Greece. Yeah. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention Cyprus was discovered and claimed by these guys. But yeah, Greece has been discovered, and oh boy, is that quite the discovery. But yeah, it's quite the discovery. Because Crete is also discovered, and we all know how amazing Crete is. Everyone in the comments, I want you to say, if you've made it this far, I want you to say, "Oh God, I love Crete so much. I wish it ruled the world." But yeah, Greece has been discovered, and if you know anything about Greece, I know I do. It's basically California, and what I mean by that is it resembles California quite a lot. I've been to Greece, and the minute I got off the plane and drove and I was on when I got off the plane to Athens, and then we drove up to Delphi. On the way there, we stopped at a gas station. I went out. I got when I got off the bus and looked around. It literally looked like San Bernardino, California. Yeah. Uh, that's why I say it looks like California. But anyway, that's besides the point. But yeah, Greece is a very valuable land. In our timeline, Greece was like basically the birthplace of democracy. And they were very influential on like the Western world, or yeah. But yeah, Greece is discovered, and these guys are like, oh wow, so cool. We can make olive oil now. But yeah, they continue exploring the Balkan regions. They're like, oh wow, why are there so many landmines? I'm kidding. There's no landmines, but in our timeline there are. But yeah, these guys, they're like, oh wow, a bunch of cool stuff. I wonder how that will be used. But yeah, they're like, oh wow, so much cool stuff. These guys over here are also exploring up into Ukraine, I guess, because it's like very habitable land. If you don't know about Ukraine, if you don't know, Ukraine has like very like good farmland. Like the soil is like black, I think, which is like really good, or if not black, then really, really, really dark brown, which is good because that means it has a lot of nutrients in it. But yeah, so they continue exploring up the Dnieper, uh, and into like modern day Ukraine. These guys are like, hey, we want to explore too, and explore more plain area, or like plains, not plain area. But yeah, these guys are like, oh wow, cool. And then these guys are kind of like, huh, I wonder what's over this way. So they go over that way, and they find Italy. And this is like really big, because Italy is like prime like farmland, I guess. But yeah, these guys are like, oh wow, Italy. But they don't call it Italy. They call it something else, because Italy is what we call it, and these guys are not us, so they do not call it Italy. Um, but yeah, Italy has been found. I'm sure this will be very important later. But yeah, anyways, these guys are like, let's go down this way. Oh wow, more land down this way. But they decide to stop there, because they're quite far from home. Resupply is getting kind of hard right now. They also can't really go north because of these things called the Alps. So yeah, what they are going to do instead of going back home, they are like, oh well, we don't want to trek all the way over there, and we can't really live over here because no one's gonna like be able to like trade with us. So instead, let's go into this new place called Italy and set up some stuff. And by set up some stuff, well, I mean a bunch of new countries are created in the boot of it, or in the peninsula of Italy. And you may be asking, why are there so many countries, and why in Italy, and why are there no countries in the Balkans? And to that I say, we'll get to that later. But yeah, and you may be also asking, why are there so many countries, and why did it take so little time? I'll explain. So the reason why there's so many countries is that these guys trekked back and like set up shop over here, and then more well, there's a bunch of different scouting parties. There's scouting parties over here, scouting parties down here in Sicily, scouting parties down here in southern Italy, and scouting parties over here. And they all like kind of settled down and formed their own like countries. So the guys who were over here went backwards and settled into these yellow guys. The guys who were like kind of exploring over here settled down and created the orange guys. The guys who were like kind of down here, they kind of split into one created these red dudes, the other created these pink dudes, and then Sicily was origin uh, was explored by like three different groups or three different scouting groups. One scouted over here and settled down, another scouted over here and settled down, and one just settled down instantly. But yeah, that's the new countries of Italy. But let's take a look at the new countries of the over here. Actually, no. First, before we take a look at the new countries of the Balkans, these Turkish guys, or I guess basically no, Byzantium, they're like, hey, we should expand a little more, or they're gonna be like, we're gonna expand a little more into the like coast of the Black and Mediter or uh, into the Black and Aegean Sea. Um, well, this I'm gonna say something. These guys, the discover or the settlement of Italy and this happening over here happens at basically, or this happened before, or this happened while all of this area was being like discovered. So this happened first and then this happened. But yeah, whatever. But yeah, let's look at the new countries of the Balkans. Okay, so these are the new Balkan countries. Um, yeah, as you can see, they're pretty big. First, we have these Greek guys. They control like the Greek peninsula, also a little bit of Albania, and this little bit of this like little peninsula of Italy. Then we have these Bosnian guys. We also have like these we also have these Hungarian guys. We have these Romanian guys, these, I guess, more other Romanian guys, and then these little Croatian guys, and then these Serbian guys. And then over, as you could probably have saw or see, or as you probably saw a little bit, the Ukrainians expanded a lot. I guess I guess, like a little, like region, like a big, or like the main regional power in this area. Um, yeah, I think these two guys are this in this area. These guys are the biggest, and then it's these guys. And then I think it's like these guys, and then it's like Greece or something. But yes, I think that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you liked it as much as I liked making it. This was quite a fun one. Yeah, but yeah, now there's a bunch of new countries in Europe. That's gonna be fun. But yeah, and that's gonna do it for today's video. If you like or if you enjoyed today's video, like, comment, and subscribe. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Today, or I think yesterday, we reached 350 subscribers, which is really cool. Now we got to get to 500 subscribers, which is going to be the next major milestone, because 500 subscribers is going to be halfway to 1,000 subscribers, and I hope we get to 500 subscribers by like June, which is halfway through the year. So then it's more plausible to get 1,000 subscribers in December. But yes, um, hopefully if 150 or at least 150 people see this, all of you 150 and well, I guess if 150 people make it to this point, I want you to subscribe, so we can reach 500, so we can eventually reach 1,000. But yes, that's gonna do it for today's video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and if you really liked it, share it with your friends, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.